Ladies and gentlemen, you are now in the heart of the storm. This is HotSCast, episode number 16. HotSCast is your source for all things Heroes of the Storm. You might have thought that HotSCast, the hot standard for Heroes of the Storm, but you would be incorrect. It stands for Heart of the Storm, because that's where you are right now. We are bringing you all the Heroes of the Storm coverage you could possibly handle. And thanks to JH for that wonderful show name, going all the way back to BlizzCon 2013. With me, as always, are my intrepid co-hosts in this storm of ours. First up, we have Mike, a.k.a. Oh, look at the Murlocs, aren't they cute? Ah, get off me! A.k.a. Fimlys.
Hey! So, okay, here's my thing. Put your left hand in, take your left hand out, put your left hand in, and jump in with all things and bunch of spikes and kill your enemy. Sorry. I've been playing Kerrigan a lot, so.
Nice. Also, we have Kaylee, a.k.a. Chillin' Like Illidan Killin', a.k.a. NerdiChar.
Dude, that's awesome.
That's better than mine. It's not fair.
I was really
Murloc. That's mine.
Yeah, you get the short end of the stick, Mike. Sorry about that.
You get the short end, yes. Tiny little Murlocs all climbing over you, marching you to death. Marching the Murlocs.
What's up, everybody?
What's happening? So, quick update on what happened last week. It's all my fault. It's okay. You can blame me. It is. It's all my fault. Last week just got completely away from me. I had a charity event that my wife and I went to. A very cool thing, actually. We got to sit down and eat with players from the Philadelphia Union, and it was for a very cool charity, local charity here in Philadelphia, and we ate at a, I was about to say Cuban, but it was a Brazilian steakhouse, which, oh, so good. Oh, so good. And Thursday, I ended up having a meeting. We were possibly going to postpone to Thursday. I ended up having a work meeting that kept me from being home until, I believe, right around 11 o'clock is when I got home, maybe a little after. Yeah, so not a good week last week in terms of timing. So it was all my fault. So that being said, I'm going to let my co-hosts say what they've been up to because they deserve it because I missed a week and it's all my fault. So first up, we'll start with Kaylee. Kaylee, what have you been up to since last we spoke?
Well, I'm officially one step closer to being Dr. Kaylee.
Are you one step closer to the edge and you're about to break?
Well, yes, that's actually tomorrow. I actually took off of work because it's my last Hail Mary day to get my finals done. And then I will be done with every class that I have to take, and all I'll have left is comps and dissertations. So I'm like,
that's gotta feel.
Yeah, nice. It's awesome.
Good
and I get a day off work, so
What is that? And also ping the keys go.
A ping? Oh, I bet it's
ping.
it's this thing against the metal here. I will
gotcha.
Away from the metal.
That happened last show too. That's funny.
But yeah, and also playing lots of video games, of course.
Nice. Of course.
You know, gotta make time for that.
Yes. Mike, how about you? What have you been up to? Oh, what have you been up to specifically in Heroes, if anything? Have you been rocking a specific character or just kind of all over the place, or what have you been up to?
Me or Kaylee?
Kaylee. Both. Sorry. Yeah.
Jump
back. Yeah,
sorry.
Me? Sorry. I think you're going back to her.
That I don't have, but that's okay.
Actually, well, I was going to talk about it a little later in the show. After reading those articles that they posted about Muradin, I'm kind of excited to try out a couple of those builds that they were talking about. So I think I'm going to focus on Muradin.
Yeah. Yes.
That's what those hero weeks are for. Get you excited about them.
But thus far, I've just been playing my same old because I'm weird like that. I get stuck on one character, and I try to just play them as much as I can to be as amazing with them as possible.
I hear you. Yeah. I have that too. What about you, Mike? What have you been up to?
Okay, well, for Heroes, I've been playing a bunch of Kerrigan on and off when I've been able to play. I've been very busy with everything else that's going on in the world, my life recently, the last couple weeks. But I am hoping to get back in a little more and play. But last night, I think, actually, I got in. I had a chance to do one game. I had time for one game. I jumped in to just a solo queue as Kerrigan, and we rocked them. It was awesome, and I did.
Nice.
And I was doing very well as Kerrigan. I tend to die a lot in everything I play, and I died very little, and it was pretty good. I like it. It's
awesome.
nice when you get ahead early too, because that's big.
Yes, exactly.
So.
Did you happen to see my little humble brag that I put out on Twitter during the week?
Which one?
My very first Tychus versus match, only the second time I ever played Tychus. I had 39 takedowns, 2 deaths.
That is legit score.
Tychus is good.
It was sick. Now, I have not been able to even come close to that again. I don't know what it was about, like, just the magic comp. And that was a solo queue at, like, I think that was at, like, 6 o'clock in the morning or something? Or late at night. It was one of the two. It was, like, either super late at night or super early. I forget what it was. And, I mean, the other team was no slouch. I mean, one of the guys had 20 takedowns. Another guy had 16. I mean, it's not like we were just up against a scrub group. These guys were pretty decent. And I just was going mental. I mean, it was great. Absolutely loved it.
Tychus after a while gets pretty tough.
Yeah, Nevik seems to think that I was being carried, that I was the 5th in a 4-man group. I would like to point out that I was the only person with that many takedowns. So, if anything, I was doing the carrying. And I also had 3, it was Cursed Hollow, and I picked up 3 tribs too. So I don't hear anything about being carried there, buddy.
Them's fighting words.
Them's is fighting words. Yeah. Nevik's been playing a lot. Nevik's been playing a lot of Diablo. But Diablo, the character in Heroes, not his actual beloved.
Not Diablo in
Diablo 3. No.
Somebody else in Diablo.
In fact, he confused his co-hosts on Shattered Soulstone by talking about it, and they didn't know which one he was talking about.
Nice. Yes. I actually did play Diablo. Last night, 2 nights ago, I was on Diablo for a bit. I think it was last night I actually got on and played my monk a bit. I leveled all of my characters to max level now. So I'm not very far on Paragons comparatively, but all of the classes are now at 70.
Nice.
So I have every class. So I don't know, it gives me a little less push to try to get on, but I did play my monk a little bit, and he was fun.
Yeah, in fact, Nevik's been playing the monk. Yeah, I actually last night was playing a Crusader, and I started the night off at level 26, and I ended at level 58.
Yeah, I saw that's cool. I want to try that build they were showing about Crusader, that someone posted a build to get you to like Torment whatever 6, to try that out. Very interesting build. They had Blizzard actually posted the link to the build. Try it out.
Nevik is speaking tongues. He's so upset that we're not talking about the show.
Because we're talking about Diablo. He asked what we were doing.
No, he's actually saying that this is a show about heroes. And this is true. This is a show about heroes. So let's get into the heroes. Speaking of Muradin, I believe it was Kaylee you brought that up first. Last week, they had Muradin as the hero of the week. And as such, they had a very cool write-up on him. And since Kaylee was the first to jump in the show notes, she had some awesome little Kaylee notes that she put in. And I like how you did this. So I'm actually going to throw it to you for the first talk on the Muradin Hero Week. I like what you put in there. And it's funny, I saw that line and I didn't instantaneously latch onto it. But that's totally cool what you did there. So yeah, give the listeners an idea what I'm rambling on about without them actually being able to see the notes yet. However, this will be in the official show notes for the show. So check out the blog and you'll see them attached. But go ahead, Kelly, take it away.
Yep. Well, they were basically talking about how Muradin has a score to settle with Arthas, and I like that they're building up that rivalry within the genre of Warcraft. Not necessarily just like they did in the beginning with Raynor and Diablo, where Raynor's like, oh, I gotta kill Diablo because he gave me an attitude, like they're kind of showing the rivalries within the games as well as between the games. So I just thought that was really cool, the way that they highlighted that on the Muradin write-up. And then I don't know if you want me to jump forward also, but the Magni Muradin skin is so bad ASS. I want it really bad.
It is epic. Yes, I love it. They are killing it with the skins. Every new skin coming out. Did you see the Falstad Stormlord, Stormhammer? Crap, what do they call it? Storm, whatever it is. Falstad one with the second skin variant. It's like a black skin variant. Oh, it is sick. I love it. They're killing it with the skins. So yeah, the Magni one is really good. Really, really good. Mike, would you have any thoughts on Muradin?
Well, I like Muradin before, like, you know, I played him a lot.
Before he was cool?
I haven't played him
You're
a lot.
such a hipster.
Before he was cool. Before everybody was
Such
like,
a hipster. Here, you
I
got
was freaking into him way before
should,
all you guys.
should we put our hipster glasses on? All right. Put our hipster
before you
glasses
guys-
on. All right.
Before you guys.
You're not using a Mac though, so you can't be a
I
hipster.
have a Mac
No,
over there.
because I only use devices
use
with real
Macs.
operating systems, not ones designed for
Mac's
6-year-olds.
My Mac that's running my Windows 8 is over there.
That's right. Good hardware. Just put a real
it's
operating
it's an
system.
Intel chip. I mean, still good stuff. i5, you know. No, I like Muradin a lot. I think he had a lot. He scales well. I think at the beginning he doesn't start out really powerful, but he really, if you build him correctly, he can be a really good tank and a real one. And then I think he has a lot of utility. Just in general, even if you don't make him a tank and just make him kind of keep him as kind of a warrior in there, he still can do a decent amount of damage, and he has a lot of interesting things like with his crowd control, tons of crowd control if you build him right, and it can be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it's
I like
good if you have like a team of
stuff.
all crowd control, like Diablo and him, and you just start
Uther.
building crowd control everywhere. You just everybody gets so mad at you.
Oh my gosh, when they stack those stuns. I've been up against
can't
teams.
Move.
Yeah, exactly. The comps were just stun after stun after stun, and you just get locked down, and it's just a blitzkrieg of stun, and then you're gone.
Yeah.
You are
absolutely
absolutely
if they're talking to each other, they're like, okay, I'm doing this one, boom, and then the next one, boom, and it's like they know. It's like they know who's next, and it's amazing. They just keep you stun locked.
Yeah,
and,
Souther's pointing out in the show notes, or in the chat room, that
Muradin
is better than people give him credit for, and he really is.
Yes,
Even I did. I mean, I was a little bit. I mean, I liked him, but I felt he was squishy. But I was playing him. I was playing him.
You have to. Yeah, you can't just stand there in the beginning, especially, and just let people wail on you. You have to get in there, use your stuns, get out, get a few hits, and then when you get bigger and bigger, then you can start getting to the point where you can stand in there for a little while, especially if you've got a healer with you or somebody to take care of you. You get in there, the healer heals you, the assassin starts wailing on the guy you're on. He'll die before you even get off enough hits on you. You shouldn't stand in the middle of 5 other guys anyway, no matter who you are.
No,
Muradin's a really build-dependent champ, I think. Reading one of the other articles we're going to touch on, you know, they even go into different types of builds for him that they've developed and they've worked on all throughout the game since he's one of the originals. I think he's always going to be one of those champs where you really have to pay attention to every single thing that you choose for talents, because if you pick one wrong thing, you're going to make him really weak.
Yeah, and I've been playing Kerrigan a lot, and Kerrigan's the opposite, I think, is she's really powerful even no matter what you pick. Like, she, as an assassin, she really gets better and better no matter what you pick as your talents. The talents just are situational pieces that make certain of her abilities better or give her additional utility, while as a core, she's powerful. So I think she kind of goes the opposite way. Well, Muradin, if him at his core, he's okay, but if you go the right direction in all your talents and you really stack up those talents in the right way, he can become great.
Yes,
I totally agree.
Exactly. Yeah, he is definitely build dependent, and I liked what they were saying about how they really were investing time and energy into him in crafting a build, not just talents, but a build. Like, they wanted, even aside from the 2 main specs that they felt that he had, which was the more tanky warrior and then the crowd control warrior, like you're saying with the stuns. I like the fact that they really were investing a lot of time in differentiating not even just those 2 builds, but throwing in others that really didn't fit into one of those, quote unquote builds for him, so that you still have variety and choice. And I love that. I mean, I see that in a lot of heroes. I definitely see it in Uther. He's a good example of that. You can be very heal spec Uther. You can be very retribution spec Uther, but there are talents that A, go both ways, and B, are just kind of a total side shoot of that don't fall into those two specs specifically. And I like that because you're never going to get into a rut where you're just picking the same talent every single match and making that tune feel stale. And the only change that comes is when the next season comes around and that hero gets nerfed or buffed. You know, that's the one thing with like League is, you know, you find a build, you get that build, and you play that build every single time you play it. Now, sometimes there are some variations depending on who you're up against, team comp, but not a whole lot. And I don't want to harp on League because it's the same thing in Dota 2. You know, any of the MOBAs really.
They're all the same.
Exactly. But in Heroes, they're really showing that they want to be able to make these characters that you can tailor fit it to the map, to your team comp, to who you're going up against, to where you are in the current match. And I love that. You know, I really never play the same build mirror image twice. There's always something I'm changing around. You know what I mean?
I've been generally playing Kerrigan the same, but like I said, Kerrigan isn't as build specific, so I just I know what works okay, and so I just pick it because I don't have time to sit there and look at them.
Right.
So I'm like,
that said,
I never got a chance to look at the other ones. I'm just picking this one again. You know, so I know what that does. So.
Yeah. I'm loving the Control 1, Control 2, Control 3.
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't memorized which ones I have yet, so
I've only done it with a couple heroes so far.
I do like it, yeah.
Well, I was a little shocked that the UI wasn't more hotkey dependent when it first came out because, you know, StarCraft 2, it's like all the pros. If you're not a hotkeyer, you can't play StarCraft against anybody that's good.
They were gonna get.
They're like lightning fast.
Because your APM goes from 300 to 3 if you're pointing and clicking.
Yep.
Clicker. Like me.
I learned that real quick.
Yeah.
You cannot be a clicker.
No, not StarCraft.
I think they're gonna. I mean, obviously, again, we know it's still alpha. The UI is still going to change. They're still going to add more functionality and more features and more abilities. And I really do hope that one of the things they add, and although this lends itself to what you were saying, where people play a particular build all the time, the ability to have kind of build guides. Like I like the way Dota 2 does it, where sorry, got mine. Okay, build guides. So for Dota, I can do both of yours. Look, same time. So like build guides where it doesn't actually like buy it for you like the next time, but what it would do is it will highlight, like, so you can say, okay, I want to play this build guide or this build, and you can change it in the game. So you can say, oh wait, you know what, I'm going to go with this one, I'm going to switch it out, and then the next time you get a thing, at this level I want to pick this one, but it doesn't pick it, it just highlights it for you and go, oh yeah, I want to pick, oh you know what, I don't really want to pick this one this time because we have this guy here, so it'd be better to do this, or nobody in our group really does damage to the towers well, so I'm going to pick that one instead because it makes more sense in this particular thing, even though my build says this. So I think that would be great just to have that ability to, outside of the playing the game, set up that this is what I'm going to do and have it highlighted in the game as you go.
Right.
And I don't know if that's something where they may allow add-ons or something at some point where someone could write that if they don't want to do it, but
they did talk about that a little bit in one of the articles.
Guinness has a lot to do with add-ons.
Oh, there was one other tiny point I wanted to go over. I don't know how much everybody's into skins. I'm big into skins. When I play a champ all the time, I want to represent with a really cool skin. So I know a lot of the skins right now are recolors, and don't be discouraged by that, guys, because what I've seen in other MOBAs is that's how they kind of start out. They'll just do recolors because it's the easiest way to pump out some options when the game's first getting started. But then once they have the game done and the game's out, then they can focus more on really cool skins that really differentiate the champ from what it normally looks like.
Yes, I like the ones that really change it up.
Like the Fimhead Kerrigan.
Yes, Fimhead Kerrigan. Yes. That is a big change.
Oh, that's amazing.
Gosh darn it, I knocked her wing off again.
Well, look.
You gotta glue
I
them.
knock her, I knock her
That's
head
the
off.
only way.
Yeah, it's true. You did knock her head off.
She's not.
Well, speaking of Kerrigan, we haven't seen her. What do they call it? The mistress. What do they call it? The one that she looks like a Bride of Frankenstein. Countess. We haven't seen that yet. That was a good one.
That I'm going to buy. I will buy that one.
That was a good one.
We'll buy that one.
Shut up and take my money, Blizzard.
Take my money. Yeah, that was a really good one. I like to see, like you said, the ones that really drastically shift the appearance. I love Pajamather. That is awesome. Oh, I played Tychus and Abathur for the very first time this past week. Loved them both. Loved them. I played,
really, of course, this week
them.
Abathur's free. So of course we played it. When I played it with, I played as Kerrigan. It was Abathur on both sides. And when I went, the time I was talking about how I died, one of the 2 times I died, one of them I actually saw Abathur. It was, the curse was on, and so I went around to go get the fort. I was coming around the back way, and I saw Abathur sitting there. So I went and I killed Abathur, but then somebody else came over and trapped me against the wall. And killed me too, but I was just like, I killed Abathur. Like, their Abathur had a death. I'm like, yes, nice. Abathur never dies.
Abathur never dies.
That's when he never dies. And just
he wasn't paying attention. Yes. He should have been moving faster than that. But that was great. I'm like, yes, I'm like, yeah, I don't care if I die. I killed Abathur.
Yeah, Samurai Arthas would be awesome, Souther. I like that.
Yes.
Yes.
There's a lot of stuff they could do, and they've thought about so many things. And I like the idea of them working on all these things. I would prefer they work on the game, like just
absolutely
finished. So
yeah,
those art guys though, they have plenty of time to just make stuff. Right?
Sure. I mean, what are they doing? Come on,
what are they doing? Just drawing. Exactly. That's not hard.
They should do a contest for fan art, like coolest fan art skin gets put in the game or something.
They should do that. That'd be cool.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah. Actually, that's a good idea.
Do it.
That's a good idea. Because, I mean, Dota 2 kind of has, a different take on it where, all of that stuff can be, community driven. You can make but it's not really, it's not a skin really in Dota 2. It's like armor sets.
Yeah, they're a non-usable item cover, like additional, like just the look of like items you're holding, like you have a different staff or something.
Right, that's what I mean. It doesn't really.
Or the mount.
Yeah, or the mount.
For the Bat Rider guy has different mounts.
Right, that's true.
Yeah, but Rainbow Unicorn is so cool.
The next piece of the.
Yeah, we probably should. Let's see what was. Oh, okay. It was kind of more the same there. We touched on it. It was the article about knocking out Muradin's design. Again, all these will be in the show notes, so make sure you look for that. Next thing that Blizzard talked about, or at least announced, is they will be returning to San Diego Comic-Con. Yay! And Kaylee has a little bit of a request for the listeners. So Kaylee, you want to throw out that request there? Have in the notes.
Any of you listening that are going, you need to send us some of that swag that they're bragging about in this article. Yes. They're like, oh, there's going to be this epic new swag. I'm like,
send us a picture of it anyway.
Or send us swag. Either one. I'm good with both.
We'll send you some self-addressed stamped envelopes.
Absolutely. Without a doubt.
I am going to set up, hopefully this week, ability for people to leave us like voicemail somehow.
Yes,
not necessarily calling in, but some way of people leaving us voicemail, maybe calling in or something, or at least pointing to the TNB one and having them do that. So if people want to call in while they're at these conferences and they're seeing them, they can do that or send us stuff.
Yes.
Or at least send us you can always send us videos or record us something on your phone and then mail it to us. We actually at TNB Sunday we had somebody from Australia was on, and we wanted to know how he said mobile, like mobile phone. And so we told him to record it and email it to us, and then we would play it on the show. And during the show, he mailed it, and I pulled it off of the email and played it.
During the show? Oh, nice.
During the show.
How did he say it? I have to know
let me see. Hold on, let's see.
Yeah, you have to see.
Was it like mobile?
Hold on. I will bring it up. This may cover up you guys' faces in us for a second. Hold on. Sorry.
That's all right.
Okay.
Nobody needs to see my ugly face.
Let's see. Let me get it so you guys can hear it. And
mobile.
Oh, I was close.
Mobile. I love it.
Mobile.
That's great.
Mobile.
Why do we
Mobile.
talk so boring in the United
I don't
States?
know.
And that was like the worst grammar ever. Why do we talk so boring?
Mobile.
You know what? He could have called and
accent
left us a
sucks.
voicemail. He could have called and left us a voicemail like this one. I don't know who would do something like that, but no, of course not. Why would Rill ever call and do anything like that, or call and do something like this? I mean, Rill would never do that and call a voicemail and do things like that. It must be Nevik, because he's the only one I could think of who would ever do something like that.
I think Rill's turning red.
That's got to be Nevik. That's not me.
You could have called and said,
Mobile.
but
Mobile.
you didn't.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh, that's good.
Yeah.
Sausage. Oh, I thought that was. Oh no, never. That's Veronica Belmont on TMS. They have her saying sausage.
That's what she said.
Exactly. That is what she said. So Blizzard's heading back to San Diego
still have
Comic Con,
that.
which is awesome. At some point, I want to get to San Diego Comic Con. I don't think it'll ever happen, but gosh, that'd be great.
It's
Maybe
so
one
hard
day
to
when I
get tickets
start
now.
working
It's
for Blizzard.
worse than getting tickets to BlizzCon.
I believe that entirely.
It is
Yeah.
harder than getting a ticket to BlizzCon, and there are a lot more tickets.
But one day I'll be in sales for Blizzard, so yeah,
There you go.
I'll be able to go there.
Maybe
Do
you
some
can
kind
go without having to have a ticket.
That's it. I'll go for work.
If they didn't only have jobs where I don't live, then I might be
Yeah,
working
that
for
is-
Blizzard already. Because they
Yeah.
keep posting all these jobs. I'm like, I could do that. It's in Irvine. Yeah, I can't do that.
They have a lot in Texas. I've considered the Texas
That's
one,
still too.
something.
I can't move anywhere until my children are out of the house.
So that I don't have kids.
Yeah, no,
A long
I don't
time for
care.
that.
I don't care. I'll,
Well, I have a child going into high school. I'm not taking it.
nah, that's true. That's good.
Yeah.
My child's going into first grade. It's a little bit of a different
Yeah,
story.
They don't need to know people in high school. Psh.
Dude, my kid she makes friends so fast. I mean, we can move to Siberia, and she would have a whole town full of friends within by lunch. You know, there would be 10 kids in my house eating dinner with us that
My
day.
son would be happy to have me working at Blizzard. He would just, be okay, Dad. We'll see you, whenever you get back from work. Commute back to here.
Right. Hey, maybe they can do a Monday through Thursday thing. You know, you fly back Thursday night.
If they pay for it, sure.
Actually, I wouldn't be opposed to that. That wouldn't be.
I
that
don't
wouldn't be bad.
understand why some of these jobs you can't just work remotely, given what the job is. But that's okay. That's their decision. What you gonna do?
Mhm. I understand.
They post
Maybe
the
we should-
same job 5,000 times because they can't find anybody to do it. But that's because you're limited to where you can do it. So, yeah, well, that's the way it is.
Yeah, maybe they'll open up a East Coast campus at some point.
Hey, Orlando campus, come on. I'll get
Although
you some-
it would probably be more like a Brooklyn campus, the way things are going.
Probably. No,
Brooklyn is really
my life.
very quickly becoming the new Silicon Valley. It really
Brooklyn,
is.
New York.
Oh yeah.
Huh.
They have a lot of gaming companies, a lot of tech startups. They're all going to Brooklyn now. San Francisco, unfortunately, is not taking care of people very well, and the citizens of San Francisco are starting to become very.
California is not taking care of people very well.
Well, this is true. Yes. Plus all those wildfires and stuff. So,
Ooh.
if they open up an office in Brooklyn, oh my gosh, no brainer, dude. I could commute to Brooklyn right now. I mean, it'd be a long commute, but I could do it. Of course, I'd move a little closer. However, I would not be moving to New Jersey because I could spend a whole show, and actually I might this week. Nevik, we're recording tomorrow night, and I'm going to bitch about New Jersey for the whole show. We're going to be recording Heroically Random tomorrow. That state is weird. It smells terrible. The traffic is horrible, and it's just weird. Every time I go there.
There are some
Every
places in Jersey that
time.
aren't as bad as that.
I know, but
you don't
every
go there
I,
because those are the suburbs.
I was in the suburbs. I spent 7 or 8 hours driving in Jersey yesterday. Yesterday. Yes.
Yeah, driving.
350
Sucks in
miles.
I
in New
think
Jersey.
Sucks in Jersey.
Oh, so bad.
I think episode 16's name needs to be New Jersey Smells Weird. He's writing it down.
Maybe.
Title. New Jersey smells weird. All caps. P.S. Muradin is a boss. There.
a little
Okay,
long.
show title. Yes. Speaking of show title and show notes, the next thing we had up was The Art of Shadow Priest. This was very cool. Blizzard is always very, very awesome at showcasing the art and creativity of its fan base and its community. This is something they've been doing for so long. Back in the day, if anybody was a listener of the Overlords, you will remember that Nevik and I and our compatriots on the Overlords, we used to talk about the short stories that Blizzard put out for World of Warcraft. A lot of those were community submitted short stories that became somewhat canon in a way. And Blizzard is awesome at this with the art and music and stories. I mean, they're really cool at supporting their community. That's why we love this company so much. And they did it again with this person. Did they give a real name? Because I don't want to say he or she without knowing specifically. The person goes by the name Shadow Priest, which means clearly they play an arcane mage in WoW.
Of course.
I think it's a guy because if you go to the DeviantArt page, there's a self-portrait drawing that says
of a dude.
Oscar Shadow Priest Lazo.
Okay, then that's probably their name because, yeah, you're right. You would have to go to the DeviantArt. Yep, very good. But you got to check out, and the link will be in the show notes. He's got an awesome Kaiju Diablo. I love the Kaiju Diablo. The Shando Illidan is really good. There's a Night Elf Hunter that oh, good eye. I did not pick up on that. I was just looking at like the armor and the weapon. Yeah, you're right. That is a BC tabard. But yeah, this guy is sick. So they spotlighted him. We're gonna have we'll have the link to that in the show notes. Now the problem is I can't click off. Oh shoot, I can't click off this. Okay, I just have to close the tab. I'm actually reading the reason why I have light coming up into my face this way. I decided to try to use my old netbook for the show notes, just for something different. So when I click in my loud mouse, the only problem is the screen is very small. So a lot of times the little X is not showing. Ubuntu doesn't scale well for netbooks. I don't know why. Yeesh. So that was that. Next up. Oh, another Kelly note. I love how you have the Kelly notes in there. Next up, Dustin Browder had a interview over at GameSpot, not Stop. I do that every time. Do not type GameStop.com because then you'll be asked to reserve a future copy of a game that will not come out for the next 2 years, and they'll tell you that you'll get $3 back on your trade. This is GameSpot.com. I love the look in your face as you're dropping that. I saw it coming. So the head of Kerrigan. Yeah, this is on GameSpot.com. Dustin said in the interview, kind of the standout quote was that Heroes of the Storm is much closer to a World of Warcraft experience than the traditional MOBA would be. And Kaylee, you had something cool in your Kaylee notes that you pointed out. Go ahead, why don't you talk about that?
Yeah, he was just kind of talking about how intense the gameplay is and why they like it as a game. He said, then a tribute spawns or some chest spawns and you're suddenly running across the map to gather doubloons. He said the game falls very quickly from 1v1 to 5v5 and then right back to 1v1 again. And so that's really the feeling that they're going for. They want it to be like a constant battle against the enemy team. And that was something that I really thought was a cool portrayal of it, because when you think about the game of like League of Legends or Dota, it's all about the laning and it's kind of slow and steady at first and everything's, very methodical. And this is like Hail Mary, just you never know what's going to happen. You're running across the map and all of a sudden, oh crap, here's 2 guys I wasn't expecting, because you don't have wards, everything's just kind of willy-nilly. Yep. So it's a lot of chaos, but it's a lot of fun, and that was really what they felt differentiated it and made it really cool.
One of the nice things I think in Heroes that is, while you can do kind of laning, because it's a quick match and because it's not so easy to push towers and stuff, especially right away. You can leave that lane very easily. It's not like you got to go, oh, I got to hold my lane and I got to stay here. And if I leave, they're going to take a tower down, because they're not going to, because it takes a lot of effort to get those towers down. And the only way you can have certain heroes that can do that. But even if they do, big deal. It's not a big, that huge a deal. There's ways to get back through that. And if you were in another lane doing other things that make more sense, then it's worth it. Now, of course, you do lose that XP thing, which is the reason to stay in the lane more so than even just defending. It's just to be there for the XP. But, I like that ability that you can just say, hey, I'm just going to leave the lane because it makes more sense for me to be over here. And you're not giving up the lane. Like, you're not like going, okay, you guys can have it, and they're just going to run ripshot through it. You're not going to get screamed at. Why aren't you down in the bottom lane? What are you doing? Which is great. And it just lets you kind of rotate all over the place. And it's a lot of fun because of that.
It's a great point. I totally agree.
Definitely.
I would have said so if I wasn't muted. Yes. I even see it from people who are in the alpha. They talk about, it's a casual game and it's like MOBA on easy mode. There is nothing easy about it. It is fast-paced. It requires coordination. You really need to be on the ball to win matches. And if you slack, you can be 3 levels ahead and crushing it. If you slack off, you're going to lose. Yeah. Now, I believe...
I think people, when they talk about it being, hardcore MOBA or easy MOBA, not as hardcore or whatever... I think a lot of it has to do with the rigid strictures. Like in League of Legends, the meta game has become so rigid. So like, this is the way you do it, and we have to do it this way, and you have to know this is the way we do it, and you have to make sure you're putting all these things down, and you have to know this, and you have to know this, and you have to know this. And there's so many things you have to know, and you have to be able to do well. And if you don't do it, you're going to get screamed at by other people. But when you go into Heroes, there's a lot to know. But it's not, there's still no like rigid, okay, in this map, we go down here and we do it this way. And we go over here and this is what we do and whatever. And I think that lends itself to people thinking, oh, it's casual. It's not. There's actually a lot more going on. It's just that there's no like, if I go and decide to go do this, then I could still do well. And somebody who isn't an amazing player can still do well, because there isn't a lot of stuff where they're like, okay, because you're amazing, you're going to be last hitting. And so therefore you're going to have all this extra gold. So you can go buy items that other people wouldn't be able to do quicker. And so, you don't have all that stuff. You just have to have somebody standing there in the lane to get XP. So, you could say, oh, well, it's easy because you don't have to worry about last hitting. You don't have to worry about this stuff. Yeah, but you have to worry about killing the other guy. And that's really what I like. And that, I think, is more hardcore, because that's what you're doing more, is you're actually freaking banging on each other. And it's hard. Right.
Oh, absolutely.
You die.
Absolutely.
So, I think in some ways it's a little more fun. I like the brawler. It really is a brawler. And what
it is a brawler.
About.
Oh, without a doubt.
You're getting in there. You get your butt in there and you fight. And that's, you're fighting each other. You're not just kind of dancing. And
right.
In some ways, all these other ones, you're doing a lot of dancing. This is a fight. Mm-hmm.
Yep. And every match is different. It's so very different. I have had matches that I've won where I had 39 takedowns. I'm going to keep harping. I'm just going to keep bringing that up. 39 takedowns. Come on. I've had matches that I won where I had 3 takedowns. Literally 3. I am 99% sure it was myself and Adam from the Nexus. Berlan was there. Bullet. I'm trying to think who else was there. Coag. I'm pretty sure it was the 5 of us. I think we actually ended up winning the match. We were 3 levels down at one point. If I remember, we played a lot of games the other night. We were 3 levels down, and we came back to win. I think the highest takedown count on the team was like 6. I'm pretty sure that the highest we had was the person with the highest was 6. And we ended up winning this match in 12 minutes, 30 seconds after being 3 levels back.
Is that because they were not they were not looking. They were not doing any of the objectives and things like that.
We
They were just worried
started
about killing people.
Yes, and we started capping mercs like crazy, and we went after the objectives, and we had
Yeah,
them
if they're
dancing
ignoring them
all
all
over
and
the
killing
map.
you guys instead, then
Yes.
you're gonna lose because there's just the mercs can just destroy you if you don't pay attention to them.
Yes, and yes, Tychus. First time I ever played him in a
Did you
versus.
really?
Did I mention-
Gabriel,
I don't know if I mentioned-
Wow.
how many takedowns?
How
I
many-
think it was
how many takedowns
39.
was
I'm
it?
pretty sure. Hold on, let me look
39.
at the screenshot
I think you
that
should
I
check.
have.
To
Let me
make
look
sure
at my
that it was
desktop
really-
background.
Maybe it was 40. Are you sure it was
Yeah.
40?
Desktop back.
Yeah, my
I
desktop
think they
background,
accidentally. I think they missed one. I think you were like an inch away from it being 40 because you weren't close enough to the kill.
Actually,
That
no
was the
lie.
problem.
I broke off of the palace kill to chase
people?
down I think it was a Nova, and I picked up the Tychus talent quarterback, and the talent quarterback is for your W. It's your grenade, and it makes it the range on your grenade. I dropped the grenade into behind the wall in their base as she was going back to heal up. Boom, got her, and then victory. And I was like,
Yeah.
yes,
I have to tell you,
more.
there is not much more satisfying than killing Nova. I have to say,
That
I'm
is
sorry,
satisfying.
but
That
I
is
must. I
satisfying.
think I killed. There was a Nova on that game I was playing with Kerrigan the other day, and I have to say, every time I killed Nova, when it was really Nova and it wasn't the fake Nova,
Oh, I hate that.
it just
hate
like
that.
when it goes hero, kill, and you're like, yeah, it's
Yes.
like, got her, go. It's so, and she's
Yes.
kind of squishy when you actually start wailing on her, but it was
She
like
is.
you always are like, is this the real
Gets
one?
her.
Is this
Right.
not? I don't know. And then starts moving. You're like, yes,
Yes, that's her. That's her.
kill her. I must have killed her like 6 times. I was so like, oh no, but dead.
Just focusing
Especially with the tribute thing. Oh my god, the first tribute was hilarious because everybody respawned so fast, right? Everybody was at the tribute. And we're killing like one at a time. And we kill one and they kill one. And then that person gets back. By the time it took us forever to get that,
the first
that
tribute,
tribute.
yes,
Because
yes.
everybody
Because
dies and
the
comes
death
back.
timer,
And they're coming
right.
back and they die and they come back.
nothing.
Because by the time I killed the 4th guy of theirs, the first 2 are coming back. So
Right.
I'm like, God, just die.
Right.
Someone cap it, because Nova's sitting over here shooting people to interrupt them.
Just cap it. Just cap it.
Cap it.
Yeah.
It was that was fun actually, because it was like, what? Uther just died and he's back. What's going on?
Right. So you
It
get
was
those frantic
crazy.
moments. And it's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's just
there
Uther,
was-
though, with his
Yeah,
like
yeah, Uther's always
12-minute ghost.
Oh,
Well, yeah,
Lord.
exactly. Yeah, that's just nuts.
I love Uther.
I'm sorry. Especially,
I'm-
once again, in that particular case, Uther's awesome because he's sitting there, he just run in and start bashing at whoever's trying to cap the thing.
Mhm.
And then he dies, and he continues to bash on
filtered.
whoever's trying to cap the
Absolutely.
thing. Give time for the ETC that got killed just recently to get back into the fight.
Yes.
It's just cool.
One-
Hooky death.
One totally random point from that article, they were relating HOTS to World of Warcraft. They said if they had to pick a game it was most similar to, they were saying World of Warcraft. And I see where they're going with that, but I don't know. When I play that game, all I can think of is Warcraft 3. Like, it just screams Warcraft 3 to me.
See, I'm very sad
Yeah.
about the fact that I never got a chance to play Warcraft 3. And I need to, you know what?
Oh,
I
go
played
get
Warcraft
it!
I know. It's actually, it's even in like the
You can get
battle.net,
cheap.
what do they call it? They have, is it
They have it with
classic?
all the old stuff.
Is that what they call, do they call it
It's
classic?
real cheap to get. You can get it. It's nothing.
You got it, because when
I'm
you
actually
click on the
gonna-
orcs, they
it's
say
fine.
hilarious stuff.
Yes.
Like, I mean, that's a kind of orc.
Yes.
Did they say, so,
Jug. Of course they say Zug.
They do.
That's the first time you hit click on them.
see,
I can see where they're coming from. And, to me, I think when we get different worlds, like different maps, like we're not in this world, this fantasy world, I think very different. I think it's because it's in a fantasy setting, like all of it's fantasy, we feel very much tied. I mean, even though Diablo is fantasy too, it's more that dark fantasy, more realistic fantasy in terms of the graphics and things, while Warcraft is more of that cartoony, the orcs and stuff fantasy, not the Victorian fantasy of Diablo. So, or the demon fantasy.
That is so funny you say that. I never thought that, but that is so true. Victorian. It is very Victorian. I never
the demons and devils and
I never really thought about that though.
And the style and is very Victorian oriented, very dark, and
I never thought about that. That's true.
But yeah, in Diablo is all it's more that demon fantasy and not the high fantasy elves and orcs and kind of
right.
Less Tolkien-esque. But I think if we moved away from like the world, if the world was a different world we're fighting in, I think you wouldn't feel as much like it's Warcraft. I think we would feel more like, oh, it's sci-fi. It's more like StarCraft now or whatever. I think we would definitely have that different feel based on the world we're in. Because we're in a fantasy world that's very much like Warcraft, I think that's where we get that feel. But what I think they're going for is, I think Heroes is very much like PvP in WoW.
Yeah.
In the Battlegrounds. It's a lot like the Battlegrounds. And like what they've learned from Battlegrounds in World of Warcraft, I think they used in this. And what they've learned in all their games, which I love, is because they're not just starting out and they just didn't go, okay, we're going to make a MOBA, and it's just a company that's never made anything. It's just a bunch of different people and they're kind of putting it together. They have so much experience in all these different fields and all these different types of games and all these different things they're doing that they've learned so much about, and they can take that and bring it into this and say, hey, here's what we've learned about all these types of games. Let's see how it fits into this MOBA genre. And I think they're started with something great.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can definitely feel the influence. The influence of all the other games within it. Like you said, the Battlegrounds, that's dead on. I mean, you can clearly feel that.
The objectives and the things like that. You know, I think that definitely comes from that. The different objectives.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah. I got to stop trying to log into battle.net so I can see what Warcraft 3 costs, because I should really be paying attention. Batman. Oh, speaking of Batman, did you happen to see the Gotham trailer on
I've seen that
Fox?
a while ago. A few times.
That actually looks
before the Riddler, before the Joker, before Catwoman, before Batman.
Yes.
There was.
Yeah. It looks really awesome.
It does look good.
It's not Fimlys anymore. Hello, it's not Fimlys anymore. Can you tell?
No, you don't have an obnoxious lisp like Christian Bale.
I'm Batman. I'm Batman. I'm not the one wearing hockey pads.
That was amazing. That was like dead on. Oh god. Oh, and then the other quick point for this article. I don't know if we want to move on to the next one.
Yes, please go.
Yeah, the article was talking about everyone was asking, like, how are you picking the characters from each universe? And they're like, oh, it's kind of random. We just kind of go with whatever feels right. So I'm cool with that, Blizzard, but I really think that you guys should open up a vote for the alpha testers and let us pick the next champ, because
pick
cool.
a few, and then but pick like a few that you're not gonna do all of no matter what, like, because I don't know, because like it'd be nice if it really was like, oh, we did at least 3 and we have them all done and ready to go, you pick which one we're gonna lock first. That's okay.
Yeah, I agree.
I want, like,
they need to do ones they wouldn't have stuck in there.
Yeah. Like
So
Jenkins.
Warcraft 3: The Frozen Throne is $10.
Yeah, I told you it's not that much.
Just saying.
It's so cheap. You really need to buy
the
it.
first one too, don't you?
Yeah, Frozen Throne's just the X pack.
Oh shoot, that's right.
You should be able to get the battle chest. Warcraft 3 battle chest.
The
Warcraft 3 battle chest.
Bitter chest.
Respect my authority. I don't know why you sounded like Cartman there for a second.
My battle chest. Going home.
Screw you guys. I'm going home.
Screw you
Did you
guys.
see the episode where all of them are wearing Bane masks?
No.
Cartman's like, you should have respected my authority. Oh god, that episode's amazing.
South Park, take back your city. Respect Carmen's authority. Because he's a beefcake. You'll see him on TV. Looking all buff.
Wait a sec. I think I had that.
All right, I got to stop looking at that. Anyway.
This is the most ADD episode we've ever recorded.
It's because we missed a week.
We record mostly ADD episodes, so that's saying a lot. Because pretty much everything we do is ADD. So, oh wait, here
the Skeleton King.
Yes, exactly. Yes, Talthar is demanding that we respect his authority.
I need somebody to get me the audio from Heroes. I need, because they use a different format. I can't extract the stupid audio.
I know. I've realized that, and I've been planning on running Audacity in the background and just recording everything. I
could record a bunch.
But the only thing is, to get good audio, you'll have to turn off everything except voices.
Yeah.
And that will make for very odd gameplay with just.
Yeah. Well, you can play the practice and have them do things.
Yeah, but you don't get that. Well, I guess you do get that interaction still, because the Tychus and Raynor interaction at the lane before the gate drops. Yeah, that is funny.
Or we could just ask them if we can get some of the audio.
That's true. Can we get some of that audio? That'd be nice. You guys can email us. That'd be awesome. Please.
We're making a lot of Blizzard requests tonight.
We are. Yeah, I'm requesting a job.
That's what she said.
I realized, and this is not a brag.
Warcraft 3 Battle Chest is $20 at Fry's.
Is it?
At Newegg.
Fry's? How does that help me? Freaking Fry's Northeast.
21 at Newegg.
Oh, okay. I'll spend the extra $1 then. Is there even any Fry's on the East Coast? Aren't they all West Coast?
No. Yeah, it's in California.
Yeah, they align.
Should I tell you how much it is at GameStop?
At GameStop, yes.
It's $20 at GameStop.
Yes, but you have to reserve your copy of Assassin's Creed 7.
Yes, you do.
In order to, yeah.
It's not available online.
And subscribe to their magazine.
Amazon. I have this Amazon add-on for Google, right? So for Chrome. So I went to work. It's one of their plugins. So I went on to GameStop. It showed me this game, and all of a sudden, Amazon price compare: Warcraft 3 Battle Chest, $20.
There you go.
$19.99. Learn more. Sweet. Look at that, $19.99 Amazon, and it's Prime.
I have one more request for you, Blizzard. Can you please release the
Kraken
collector's edition? I had to look over at my collector's editions to remember the name. The collector's edition of Warlords of Draenor, because I want to pre-order it and I can't because it's not out yet.
CE, the physical CE, the physical.
Did they even say what's in it?
No, because they haven't announced it yet. It's going to have the usual the mouse pad and the CD of music and all that crap. But
feed video.
What are we talking about? Blizzard has some of the greatest video game music ever.
Yes. No. I'm not saying the music. What I'm saying is it's a bunch of. Yeah, right. It's just the usual crap that's in it.
Standard
stuff. But I have all the boxes lined up nice and pretty, and I need to complete my collection. Yeah, look.
I don't have anything.
I don't know why.
I don't have them lined up.
Oh, look at that. That's awesome. Buddy.
That keeps the cats from jumping down the stairs because they're trying to commit suicide, and I really would prefer they didn't.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
Yeah.
That would be. My cat's too lazy to commit suicide.
My cats are scattered.
Oh, yes. Unfortunately, I will not be buying Warcraft 3 Battle Chest because we just found out our cat has 4 teeth that need to be extracted for a grand total of $600.
Oh. Yeah. Well, everybody has cataclysm.
Can't you just punch it out?
I was actually thinking. Well, hold on. I was just playing with it. I have too much stuff. I almost said something on my desk. I have these right here at my desk that I could just.
No, don't do that to Kitty.
He'll be all right. I'll just give him some food. He's fat. He'll like it.
But he needs like Novocaine or something.
Nah.
No.
Novocaine's for the week. Novocaine's for the week. All right, we are so far off the rails. I think it's just time to wrap this puppy up. That is everything that we had to talk about. There is one more. You're right. There was an article on PC World. Now, I don't know this writer. I'm not making any claims about him, but if you read the article, I got either one of 2 impressions. One, this guy has absolutely no idea what Blizzard is, what their games are or what a MOBA is, or he wrote the article for an audience that he assumed have no idea what Blizzard is, what their games are, or what a MOBA is. So with that said, it is actually a pretty decent article. Kaylee again had some awesome Kaylee notes. So why don't you talk about your Kaylee notes?
Well, I just liked the one quote towards the end of the article about esports. He's saying that the characters, the maps, and all of that won't only please Blizzard fans, but basically anybody that's into esports. And with the success of StarCraft 2 and now Hearthstone, he said, Here's the Storm is set to challenge all competitors. Watch out, League of Legends. Challenge extended.
That's it. Drop the mic, walk off stage.
Yep.
That just happened.
Yep. So,
Right.
I mean, that's pretty cool. I can't wait.
The gauntlet has been dropped.
I'm hoping to be as amazing as Rill and kill 38 people with 2 deaths.
39.
39? Sorry.
39.
Sorry.
Hold on, let me
I only
consult
got
my desktop
24.
background again. Hold on.
It doesn't
39
say
people
you
with 2
killed
deaths.
them. It says you participated in the takedown of. But
Oh.
Please.
that's okay.
I was Tychus. I was dropping them like flies.
I'm hoping that I can be decent enough to
Railgun.
at least have some fun in esports, but who knows?
I never understood why railguns. I mean, come on, it's a railgun. Why they're referred to as a minigun. That just it takes the out of it. It takes the rock fist out of it when you call it a minigun. It's not. I mean, a minigun's like mini pew pew pew. It is a railgun. It's like, ugh. You know what I mean? I don't know. Semantics. I'm getting some
Because the
weird
big
looks.
versions of them are
Folks, if you
really big.
if you don't watch the show, if you're just an audio listener, this would be one that's probably worth watching, just for the looks I just got from Fim and Kaylee on that. I may or may not have
And
participated.
if you watch the stream, you can actually look at me actually looking at Rill, who is to the left of me, because I look to the left at where the actual video is, and that's what it looks to me like. I'm looking right at him. He's right there.
I
pointing
may
at
or
him.
may
Right
not have consumed one or more frosty, bubbly beverages of
containing the
an
alcoholic
adult nature.
demon.
This thing good. I drink water.
Containing
Look,
the-
this
it
is a
looks like
glass of ice
green.
water.
I'm drinking. That does
Well,
green.
it's a green
It
cup.
looks
It's
really
Kerbango.
bad. It looks really gross, actually.
It looks like Kerbango
I'm drinking this
from,
green. It looks
from
like
Battlefield
Mountain
Earth.
Dew or something.
I wish this was not.
I'm drinking this
Not
horrible
at
bottle of
11:20.
Diet Pepsi that my brother-in-law left here, and so I.
Yeah, no, thank you. No, thank you.
It's Diet Pepsi.
All right, let's wrap this puppy up. Got to scroll past my pictures that I put in there. You can follow the show on Twitter. That's right. It's over, folks. We're done. You can follow the show on Twitter at HotSCast. You can find me at Rilandune. Kaylee is at NerdiChar. That is NerdiChar. And Mike is at Fimlys, Fimlys. Head to the show's homepage at hotscast.com for links to our Facebook, Google+, YouTube pages, show notes, videos, blog posts, and more. You can email the show at hotscast@gmail.com. Let us know what you think, ask questions, even submit your own guest posts for the blog. HotScast is a production of the Twisted Nether Network, whose main show is the Twisted Nether Blogcast, the World of Warcraft podcast, where you can hear Fimlys and Hydra interviewing amazing bloggers, podcasters, and YouTubers from the awesome WoW community. That can be found at twistednether.net. You can hear my epically tangential game fuel geek out show called Heroically Random, co-hosted by Nevik of the Shattered Soulstone podcast and currently our chat room. And yes, Telther, I am a little bit tipsy.
Of our chat room.
Nevik of our chat room. That's it. Nevik
That's
of
his
the
new
chat room.
address
Yes.
from our chat room.
Gosh darn you, little menu pop-up, go away. I can't read what I'm trying. Oh, that's
Chrome
it would help if I
books.
left click and not right click.
Bah.
Where am I? Okay.
Is for sissies.
Yes, you can find that at heroicallyrandom.com.
That's what Arthas
What?
says. That was Arthas.
Yes. Watch Kaylee's Twitter feed closely as A, she's about to become Dr. Kaylee, and B, she should be starting her show Charred Hearts with our good friend Geek of Random, at Geek of Random, Adam. Yes, she is veiling her eyes in shame. Again, folks, you need to watch the video, and Arthas is giving me a dirty look.
Let me just say that after Friday, when I'm done with my GD classes, I will have a lot more spare time than I've had. So the show will move along.
Dude, I didn't know you were in the alpha. We let us know your battle tag. We're gonna roll. It doesn't matter if you're low level. Nevik's low level, and we let him run with us, even though he is bad.
Doesn't matter what level you are.
Tyler, I'm low level because I don't get to play that much.
Yes.
To be honest.
Because she's a doctor.
I'm a doctor. I have to perform surgeries, and
Yes.
you know.
Doctor.
She's a doctor
give me
of
the
healing.
cure, I've got a
Yeah.
bad case. Actually, that's what you should. You should be like have that song as like your intro for the.
Doctor.
No,
Yeah.
our intro is
Yeah.
awesome because
it's even
Adam
more
sent
awesome.
it to me, and it's amazing.
Listen, you're not allowed to tease an intro unless you have a show.
All right.
Sorry.
Shame.
Get the heck out. Talther just got into the alpha
30
4
minutes
minutes.
ago.
30
Yeah,
minutes.
a lot of people. Oh, by the way, welcome to the very
Welcome
large
to-
number of people who are just invited. Supposedly, a large number of people were invited to the alpha.
Welcome.
If you want to join us, find us on Twitter or whatever, and say, "Hey, dude, find me," and we can add you.
Yes. Tons of way to find
do
us.
that.
Twitter at HotSCast, HotSCast@gmail.com, HotSCast.com,
And
Twitch.tv/HotScast.
we'll get some kind of voicemail thing going.
Yes. YouTube.com/HotScast.
TMDs.
It's all the HotScast. Facebook.com/HotScast. It's everywhere. And again, HotScast, heart of the storm, not heroes of the storm, because it's heroes, not hots. Yes. Yeah. Get a hold of us. We will exchange battle tags. We'll get you into some matches. Next Wednesday is going to be back to our streaming night. I know I kind of messed it up, but that's cool. If you want to help us out, we really appreciate it. Head over to iTunes, leave us a review. 1 star, 5 stars, it doesn't matter. Leave us a review, preferably 5 stars, obviously. But let us know what you think of the show. You know, if you have anything bad to say, let us know. Okay, we don't know unless we hear from you guys. Also
Off
on Stitcher.
Too many tangents.
Yeah, too many. That's absolutely right. I can't podcast drunk anymore. I'm not drunk. That's okay. But yeah, head over to Stitcher. You can rate us and listen to us there. And all is well.
Yeah, we should record
So-
every week now because we won't go off on as many tangents because we
That's
actually
possible.
will be talking more often.
Well,
My
you know,
life is a tangent. I'm a salesman.
In 2 shows,
I do this for a living.
in 2 shows, we have to go on a tangent because now that we skipped a week, the
Mhm.
show's gonna fall on my birthday. And we're gonna, yeah.
We're gonna do another
So-
show next week then instead, so that we can go back on schedule.
No, she wants to do it on her birthday.
I want to do it on my birthday.
Yeah, so we can sing. We'll have cupcakes.
We can do it every
Virtual
week.
ones.
Eat cupcakes.
Yes.
Show pictures.
Yes.
It's
All
a
right.
trap!
It is. Until next time, folks. Good night and good gaming.
Night, guys.
Good night.
Railgun for win.